I had a really good friend of mine. I was gigging in Indianapolis. A really good friend of mine, a guy who I've been in business with for years, like 30 some years. And he's an older white guy, but the way he sees the Iran situation and the way I see it, we have divergent opinions. So he sends me this text. So I made a conflation between the IDF and ICE. To be honest, Benjamin Netanyahu had a warrant issued by the ICC, right? That's true.
True.
Mm-hmm.
The people who enacted those things was the IDF, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? ICE, there have been people have been bantering about ICE's role and whether they are violating human rights. So it was a connection. I wasn't trying to just sparingly say a thing.
And to be fair, you're kind of letting the IDF off the hook there. That's kind of like comparing like Ted Bundy to O.J. Simpson, who just killed one girl.
Yeah, and I think here's the thing. I think it's disingenuous for me in a conflict like that, right? We know that 17 to 22,000 children were killed in Gaza, right?
Yep.
Right? Now, either you're a shitty shot or a shitty liar. Like if you're telling me that you didn't target them, either you're a shitty shot or a shitty liar.
Right.
Like the Charlotte Hornets don't shoot that bad. But what happens is you have a situation where a guy who has a dubious relationship, and I said this earlier, Pete Hegseth has said that they're not going to be under any obligation to follow these silly rules of war. The first thing that happened is 175 children get killed. It is not a stretch to believe that didn't happen on accident.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a stretch to believe it. In that part of the world, there is no press.
Mm-hmm.
They say what it is. You have to, and I think if we're being honest, the whole of the world, every single human rights organization in the world has said these things.
Right.
All of our allies have said this.
Which is why they won't help.
Right.
They're like, we don't want no parts of this.
They don't want it.
Well, first off, people got to
I
remember,
won't call the police on you, but I won't help you.
I'm not helping.
he has either denigrated or threatened tariffs or invasion. People got to remember, some of the people that he's asking to intercede on our behalf or to kind of work with us, there were people in Europe. There was, I think, England did it. I think France did it. I think Germany did it. Sent troops to Denmark because of the way he was talking about Greenland.
Right.
He is the troublemaker. That white hat is dirty as a motherfucker. Like, we are the ones starting all this bullshit. You cannot denigrate people, threaten to invade people, and call people names and tell them you don't need them, and then ask them for help. We are really the ones that people are worried about right now. Like, I think in America, we think that, because we'll have a world championship with just us in it, so we think the whole of the world is really between the Atlantic and the Pacific. And we think everybody is kind of inferior to us in a way. The Western world has that view, that everybody else that ain't us is kind of a third world country. Iran has fought virtually every military power known to man historically. Everyone. They fought Genghis Khan. They fought Alexander the Great. They fought the Byzantine Empire. They fought the Roman Empire. If you can fight Alexander the Great, you can fight Donald the Dummy. They have a 94% literacy rate. 94% literacy rate. They're top 10 in chemistry and science. We're a nation that reads at the 4th grade level. We done fucked around and started a fight with tech support. We in a battle with the Geek Squad. Clearly, you don't think you're doing as well as you pretend to if you're asking people to help you.
You can't be nasty and needy.
Right.
That's weird.
Nasty and needy.
Well, you haven't met my
And
ex.
be a chick.
Wait a minute.
If you're nasty and needy, you better have a great set of titties, man. I'm saying. But I think we're really literally seeing what's happening. There's a report that I just read, and it talks about how our munitions, our Tomahawk missiles, were almost out of them. What allegedly happened in Iran is they painted planes on the underground and had AI and had us waste a bunch of munitions. This is some old Bugs Bunny acting.
Yes.
Wildly
Roll,
Coyote
Ronnie.
type shit.
But what do you think? They have been preparing for this for a greater or lesser degree since they saw what happened to Iraq. And I think there is no credible information. Even somebody just left his cabinet.
Oh, Joe Kent.
And what did he say?
Well, he said, I cannot in good conscience back the Trump administration's war. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
Let me ask you something. So in June, right, they attacked Iran. They bombed, and they were supposed to have bombed their nuclear facilities, right? They said that those facilities were obliterated, right? Now, less than a year later, we have re-engaged Iran, and we're saying, Headsmith and the like are saying that we destroyed their Air Force, and we destroyed their Navy, and we destroyed their nuclear capacity. If 9 months later you got what the fuck was in those bombs? A Miracle Grow? What did we drop on them? Fertilizer? Either you're relying then or you're lying now. But at any rate, you have decided to go to start this fight, to go at it by yourself. And only men like Bill Maher and Lindsey Graham think it's a good idea. Like he said something last week when he, I think on the 6th of March, and he said there's not something that ever, basically he's alluding to the fact that, or the idea that everything bad that happens in that area you can attribute to Iran. Not the Iraq war. That was all us. And virtually it wasn't too dissimilar from what's happening now. They got something, we know it, we're going to get them before they use it. Being a rich white guy means never having to say you're sorry. But the truth of the matter is, there are now people who are acting in administration. This guy was in the intelligence community. I saw Tulsi Gibbard testifying, and she basically is saying that there is no reason to believe they constituted a danger. This man wanted this war. And then what he said that was so insulting, and they were talking about the prospect of sleeper cells. He said, well, we know where they all are. We know where all 17 are. If you knew where they were, then why weren't you sending ICE after them instead of killing Americans? And if you did know where they were, and you went after Americans and you terrorized Americans instead of doing your job, that's negligence. That oath you swore to the Constitution, you're supposed to protect us, but instead you tortured us. If you truly knew where they were, and there's evidence to come out that you knew what you were, and I know there isn't because he's just a liar, but if you truly knew where they were and you shot a nurse and a lesbian instead of going after, that's a clear dereliction to do. And the truth of the matter is, we already have seen people dying and hurt, obviously. The whole of the world knows he's a liar, knows how thin the argument is, and is not willing to risk money or treasure for it.
Right.
It's just not. We have seen this movie before when an American president said there was something there wasn't. The whole of the world is disrupted, and everybody else is left to pick up the pieces. So I think we're by ourselves. And he says we don't need anybody. We ain't going to have nobody either.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh, yeah, nah.
They all said no,
You're
no,
gonna be
no.
dancing by yourself.